Jesus says, "What Satan curses, I will bless. Forgive and let go." November 29th, 2016. Words from Jesus to Sister Clare, spoken by Jackie. Clare began, "May the peace and forgiveness of God reign in our hearts." I say that, Heartdwellers, because I certainly need that forgiveness to reign in my heart. The Lord permitted a very dear and sincere Christian to show up on our doorstep, uninvited, seeking counsel. But the enemy, being a wicked opportunist, knows how to manipulate and use even the best of us to cause problems. As a matter of course, we don't answer the door when people show up uninvited, unless the Lord puts His finger on something and asks us to do that, which in this case He did, so we couldn't wiggle out of it. I knew this was going to be a trial, a test, and an offering, and it lasted 2 months, and only now is coming to a conclusion. Not wanting to offend charity and do what we could, where we could, but also being faithful to the ministry the Lord has already established with us, I'll tell you, it was a hard fight, and the aftermath, wow, a lot of seeds that I have to deal with. Really, I thought we had maybe helped this soul, but then the thorns started coming. The accusations, the attacks, and ingratitude. The waters are getting rough because Satan wants to take us down before we reach our destination. He hates us. We all are a threat to his kingdom of darkness, and he will throw up every barrier and discouragement to stop us. His major venue of attack will be doubt. The Lord told us before, to every work of God there are assigned demons of doubt, fear, and scrutiny by the enemy. But here is what the Lord had to say about this trial. Jesus began, "It is always the ones who cause the most trouble who are doing you the most good. Man thinks, interruptions, loss of time, emotional pain, ingratitude, betrayal. I think, my bride, you are beautiful. You are looking more like me all the time." You see, I'm the one who chooses these vessels, who sow disorder into the lives of others. Though the enemy uses them to cause loss of time and ministry, I use them to build character and charity. I told you from the beginning, this is your suffering. You saw it coming. I told you what it was, but I confirmed to you that I wanted you to deal with it and not turn it away. But in the heat of disappointment, confusion, and betrayal, you lost sight of what I was doing. That something I was doing in you and Ezekiel. Yes, the offerings are powerful because of the deep pain they cause, but things are shifting in you. You asked to be compassionate and gentle, and so I sent you tests. Now you are bitter and complaining of what was lost in this trial. You are angry, resentful, and disgusted. Do you know how many times I could have felt that way about you? But I didn't. Do you know how many times you've let me down, Clare? And why are you upset about what was lost, the sickness it caused, the pain, and the distraction? These were sent to temper your nature and cauterize your flesh. You should be thanking me, not holding anger, which brings seeds of resentment and gives the enemy an opportunity to build a stronghold, which, by the way, will crush every grace I've given you if you allow it to continue. This is why I want you to thank me for what I did through this vessel, and look closely at areas that you resemble them. This is all for humility, my love. I'm not chastising you, I'm teaching you. Thank me for all the pain this has caused and forgive. Nothing is lost, Clare. So much is gained by shouldering this cross. But if you hold a bitter seed in your heart, it will spread and choke out the good life. So you must forgive and relinquish that anger, lay it down at the cross, with all the other bitter crowns I wore and you've worn. Yes, lay it beside my crown of thorns. And tongue-in-cheek he quipped, "Just think how lucky you are. If you had put an ad in the paper for someone to do all these things to you, you couldn't find a hired one." Really, this situation was my gift to you. Turn it into a blessing, because the enemy will turn it into a cursing if you don't. And I'm not threatening you, my beautiful bride. I'm merely stating a fact. You mustn't hold anger and unforgiveness in your heart. You must relinquish it and allow me to clean it out. My people, I have sent you all many such gifts. Now you know how you are to handle them. With the holidays coming up, there will be outstanding opportunities to forgive and lay that crown of scorns beside my own at the foot of the cross. I'm ripening the fruit on your vine. I'm turning bitter grapes to sweet. I'm harvesting grapes and putting them in my winepress. It is in the crushing of the grapes that the flavor is obtained. It is in the patient waiting through trials that the vintage ripens into a fine wine, worthy of the king's table. Yes, my vineyard, I'm ripening you. Some I'm harvesting, and the wines are superlative. The grapes have survived the little foxes and ripened in the sun of my glory and worship. They have come to fullness of age through the storms that have swept the hillsides, and I'm well pleased with those of you who know how to turn a curse into a blessing. Indeed, this is my work. What Satan curses, I bless, and good comes forth from it. You are learning the fine arts of grace and how to flow with it. There is nothing the enemy can do to any of you that you cannot derive good from. I see to it. I want you to be examples and teach this principle to those around you. Many of you have begun new endeavors for me: music, art, books, and teachings. These are wonderful and greatly threatening to the enemy, by the way, and so there will be assignments against you to rob you of your creative joy. The more impact your anointing will have, the more you will be attacked. You can rest assured you will be attacked, but I'm teaching you how to turn that attack into long-suffering and character-forming grace, which will give forth the sweet odor of sanctity to your God. So rest assured, these trials are for your good and increasing your richness in mercy and grace. Go now, forgive, give, and move on. Do not get bogged down. Once these lessons are learned, move forward. There is a time to let go. Pray and let go. Allow me to resume my work in these souls who seem to hinder all that is good.